Namaste. In today's session, we're really going to be focusing on the core. So working on those obliques, the stabilizer muscles, the back. It's going to be a great practice. So go ahead and get into a standing position. We're just going to utilize a little dynamic movement to warm up the body. So go ahead and raise up your opposite foot as your opposite hand. And we're just drawing up that knee. And that's going to help really warm up that lower abdominal area. It is also believed in yogic philosophy that our thymus right here can be triggered, so we're helping to stimulate the white blood cell count created in our body. It's also a purification touch. So we're tapping our chest and raising up that lower heel, bringing it in, triggering a little bit of warmth in the body, and remembering to breathe. And if this is easy, we can go ahead and extend and coming out with a straight leg. Otherwise, if this isn't in your practice yet, no worries, you can keep it closed. You can either twist, whatever feels good for you, or just keep it right here at this nice, simple movement. And when you're ready, go ahead and shake it out nice and gentle, warming up the spine a little bit more. We're gonna find our dynamic twist. Releasing. And stepping in, inhale, arms up. And exhale over, stretching out those obliques. Inhale to rise. And exhale to the other side. Inhale to rise. Lift the sternum up and over, opening that chest. And exhale, hinge forward. Coming over, walk out those feet nice and gentle. Inhale, slowly start rolling up once more. Inhale the arms. And exhale, swan forward. Walking out those legs once more, rolling up. Inhale the arms. And swan forward. You might notice a little bit of warmth building in the body. That's great. Getting those digestive juices flowing. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, pressing down, clearing that auric field. Centering to the body. It's time to focus. And release, shake it out. Go ahead and take your right foot, step it over the left. Inhale up, rise, really triggering in the balance here. This time we're gonna roll down through center midline. Release the head. If this is super tight in that hamstring, you can bend the knees a little bit. If this is too intense, you also don't have to cross. But challenge yourself over time as you start to improve in your flexibility. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, release. Go ahead and switch the opposite side. Left goes over top. Inhale up. Breaking through that midline, roll down. Releasing that neck. And inhale to rise. And release the feet. Beautiful job. And taking it sideways, we're gonna inhale our arms up. Exhale. Go ahead and walk your hands out lengthways on the mat. Take a step back and coming into our first downward dog, we can go ahead and start walking it out. See how your flexibility has started to improve over the weeks of practice. Encourage yourself to ground down those heels into the mat, spreading those fingers out nice and wide, elbows pointed in towards each other, back elongated. Release the neck. Our goal is to pretend like we could look at our belly button, so really keeping that nice, beautiful posture. And slowly start to hinge forward, find that high plank, holding here. Building a little warmth, stability, pushing through those tops of the shoulders, lower down to the knees, and untuck the toes, finding a nice, beautiful tabletop here. Inhale, gaze goes to the sky. Exhale, gaze to the tummy. Inhale, gaze to the sky. Exhale, gaze to the tummy. Inhale. And exhale. Finding neutrality here, go ahead and just find a little bit of a happy cow, swaying right to left, release any tension. And we're gonna go ahead and take our right hand, place it into the center of the mat, release the left, swing up nice and wide, gaze to the sky, and as you exhale, thread it under for a beautiful shoulder stretch. Remembering to breathe. Slowly release, start to rise. This time, left hand to the center of the mat, release that right hand, inhale, gaze to the sky, and exhale, loop it on through. Inhale to rise, finding that tabletop neutrality here. What we're gonna do is go ahead and bring in the knees a little bit, release that right foot, and go ahead and touch the ground out behind you and draw the knee in. Again, once more, release, touch, and draw it in. Now I encourage you to see if you can challenge yourself here, releasing the right hand, bring it out, and draw it back in. Draw it out and draw it back in. And releasing the left hand, draw it out, bring it back in, draw it out and bring it back in. And moving to the left, touch the ground behind, bring it in. Now that we feel nice and secure, we've kind of felt out how that feels to disengage, I encourage you to find out where you are for the day. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is release that right foot and bring the opposite leg out and draw it back in. Again, release the right and draw it back in. As you start to feel confident with this, go ahead and release and see if you can encourage yourself to release it off the mat completely and draw it in, elbow to knee. Release, draw it in, elbow to knee, release, contract, building that core strength. Beautiful. And as you find this, holding the position for 3, 2, 1, release. And coming to the other side, release. Bring it in, swing it open nice and wide. Perhaps feeling a little bit of a shaking sensation, that's okay. It's just reminding us that we're working hard. Building a little bit of warmth in the body. Beautiful. Last one, hold. And release, shake it out in your shoulders if you need to. This time we're gonna send our booty into the air and walk our hands out for a happy puppy pose. Stretching out those shoulders. You can either come down to the chin or the forehead with your head. Remembering to breathe, normalizing the breath. Beautiful. Inhale, start to rise up. Coming to our thunderbolt pose, sitting on our heels. We're gonna take our 2 fists and place them in right here at the hip crease. Inhale and slowly start to hinge forward. Just a nice, easy, restorative breath here, massaging our internal organs. This is a great practice for our internal organs, our digestive juices. And slowly start to roll up. Interlace the fingers behind, elongate the spine and chest towards the sky. If this is too intense for you, you cannot interlace your fingers. You can either grab a rope, a mat, a yoga belt, or you can just place your hands on your shoulders, on your hips, and rise. What's important here is we're opening up that sternum, counterbalancing. Beautiful. And when you're ready, go ahead and untuck your way, make your way to the mat. We're gonna find some boat variations here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and create this concave positioning, so we're engaging the core. And I'm gonna go ahead and lift up one foot, lower, lift up the other, and lower. Now I encourage you to challenge yourself and lift up both heels off the floor. Remembering to breathe. Perhaps you're feeling a little shakiness. I know I am. That's okay. That's our strength. And slowly challenge yourself to lower down. 3, 2, 1. Release. Stretch out nice and wide, as tall as you can. Fingertips and toes pointing the opposite direction. And we're gonna inhale, slowly start to rise once more. Challenging yourself, sink back. Rise up one foot, lower, the other, lower, and then both. Beautiful. We're gonna slowly start to lower down once more. And to the mat, relax. Challenge yourself, elongate as long as you can. As we come up, we're gonna go ahead and create our peace mudra here. So we're gonna point, same foot in same direction, and then we're gonna cross the body to the other side. Cross and point, cross and point. If you would like to make this more challenging for yourself, see how close you can get to hovering over the mat. If you need a little less intense, you can bend the knee. Wherever you are for the day, see if you can challenge yourself. Beautiful job, ladies. Stick with it. Beautiful. And then slowly lower down, rolling onto the tummy. This one's gonna feel great after that work, I promise. We're gonna place either hands at either side of our breast, and then inhale to rise. And exhale. Once more, inhale to rise. And exhale. Inhale to rise. And exhale. And go ahead and untuck the toes, lift the hands off the ground slightly, and we're gonna find a little bit of a modified Superman here. We're just gonna rise up. Pointing the toes, being mindful to elongate the neck, not pinching at the neck, but keeping it nice, proud crown, pointing forward. This is a beautiful posture for our posterior chain. Building in that strength. We don't want to just focus on the front core, but also our back. And lower. Release, shake it out. Once more, challenge yourself. Inhale, arms off the ground, hands off the ground, legs off the ground, and finally the chest starts to lift. If this is easy for you, you can start to float your hands out to create a little bit more of that warmth in the body. Have to work a little bit harder for this one. and release. Last time. Inhale, float the hands, float the legs up, and finally the chest. In 3, 2, 1, release. Placing hands at either side of your chest, inhale. And then push back, toes touch together, knees nice and wide, and come into a modified child's pose. And slowly work your way up, bringing your feet together, coming into that thunderbolt pose. Taking a few meditative breaths here. I remind you this is a beautiful position if you need to work on your digestion. Sit here, taking a few breaths, noting the sensations in your body, thankful for this movement. When you're ready, find an easy seated position, cross your legs. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm certainly warm in my core. So go ahead and take the tips of your thumbs, bring them to your third eye so that you may see clearly with intuition. Bring the tips of your thumbs to your mouth so that you may speak clearly with compassion, and the tips of your heart so you may live a life full of love. Loka samasa sukhino bhavantu. May all living beings everywhere be happy and free. Namaste.